Hi, I'm Robin Birkin, an ex-corporate marketer turned online business owner. I took everything I knew and created a six-figure life coaching business in the margins between nap times and a 9 to 5, and I'm here to share with you how you can do the same. Tune in as I share the raw and unfiltered truths, big lessons, and practical tips to help you build and grow a sustainable bread-winning business online that is both peaceful and profitable. Here, we dive deep into all things online courses, funnels, audience growth, and so much more. If that sounds like the things you want to learn, then welcome to Signature Online Course Secrets. Let's go.
Hi, and welcome to Signature Online Course Secrets. I am so excited to be chatting with you today. We are talking all about hero signature offers and how they can be the secret weapon in your business if you want to work part-time hours but still be highly profitable in your business as a course creator, group leader, as an expert of some description. But before we get started, unless you've been living under a rock, you will know that tomorrow we open the waitlist for the Peace and Profit Mastermind. I'm pumped. We have a handful of places available, and I would love for you to throw your hat in the ring to join us. This is where you get my high touch and in-depth support to support you in growing a six-figure business in part-time hours with so much peace and ease, launches that work, sales that come through and build that predictable and repeatable revenue that you have been dreaming about, with a hero signature offer, all about what we're talking about today. But the waitlist opens tomorrow, so if you would like to join us in the Peace and Profit Mastermind, do make sure that your name is on the waitlist, because we're only opening the doors at this stage to the waitlist. We may open the doors publicly later in the month, but not with the same rate. And also, if you join us on the waitlist and then submit your application to us ASAP, the sooner you join us in the mastermind and confirm your place, the sooner I can give you access to our training portal where you can deep dive into 1, 2, 3 particular topics that you might be interested in and working on right now in your business, whether you want to put together a launch plan or launch a podcast or dive into meta ads that actually work in order to grow your leads for your upcoming launch. You can get access to all of those trainings, those templates. We have just click and deploy sales pages, all of those things. You could get access to that as soon as you confirm your place. So if you would like access to that, best place is going to be on the waitlist. Click the show notes below or just send me a DM at Robin Birkin on Instagram, and I will be happy to send you through all the details so you can put your name down. You're not obliged to join us in the mastermind if you have your name down or guaranteed a place. It's just a place where you can express potential interest in getting all of the information about the launch. So, that said, why exactly am I so passionate about having a signature offer as the bread-winning bedrock of your product suite and the absolute hero of your business? So there's so many different business models around. There are some people who prioritize on the front end a whole bunch of low ticket mini offers. There are people who will have this course, then this another thing on the back end, and have this kind of series of 3 different very public facing offers. There are people whose business model kind of centers around a new $67 offer every month. There are really so many different business models, whether you realize it or don't realize it. But the one that I am most passionate about, that I have seen time and time again work, and that has worked multiple times for me because I've had multiple businesses, is the hero front-facing signature offer. So what I mean by this is if you had one offer that you started with that became kind of like the bread-winning bedrock of your business, it's a hero signature offer. It's a time leveraged offer, so it's not really going to include one-to-one as a standard thing. It kind of depends on your revenue goals, your capacity, and the price that you're charging. If you're charging $400 or $1,000 or even $2,000, you would not include one-to-one in your signature offer. The lower it is, the more hands-off it is. So if it's a $300, $400 offer, it's not going to include any one-to-one, and it's probably not going to include that many live calls or that much live support. Versus, like for me, my signature offer is the Peace and Profit Mastermind, which is 4 and 5 figure investment. It's a decent investment. So we have, for people who are on the waitlist and getting quick, a limited time only. It comes with quarterly one-to-one calls with me. So it's very different. It's kind of almost like a spectrum, right? The lower the price of your signature offer, the more volume you need, but the more hands-off it will be. And the more premium your signature offer is, potentially, you might include some one-to-one within that offer or not. It's perfectly fine. But what you will have is this time leveraged offer. So even the Peace and Profit Mastermind is primarily designed to be run in a group capacity. So it's designed to really leverage my time rather than if I was just seeing 20, I would have a heart attack, one-to-one clients and supporting them all individually. That would give me an absolute heart attack. I work between, 16 to 20 hours per week. I wouldn't be able to have the capacity in any stretch of the imagination to be able to run a business like that or then scale it any further if that's what I had. So what you're going to have is this hero product. It's going to solve one major problem for your Cloud9 client at a particular stage of their lives journey. Has to be a problem that they are desperate to solve and pay for. So it can't just be a problem that they have. Not everyone is desperate to solve every problem, FYI. But it has to be a problem for one type of person at one particular point in their journey that keeps them up at night, that they really desperately want to solve. It needs to be an enduring problem as well. Can't be something that is fleeting that'll just go away on its own. So what you will have is this one offer. You will launch this offer. Maybe you already have one-to-one coaching, that's fine. But you would have this offer take over as your main offer. Or if you are just starting your business, you only have part-time hours and it's not going to be on the cards to ever reach your revenue goals in part-time hours, you would start with your signature offer. This is exactly what I did. I've always known that one-to-one wasn't something that I had capacity to do at a very deep level. So I've only ever had at a time, like a very small number, like less than a handful of one-to-one clients. I don't have the time capacity. When you fill up with one-to-one clients, then you end up losing the capacity to market your business, to deliver your programs effectively, etc. So one signature offer, it's going to represent a 0 to hero transformation. It's not going to be the kitchen sink of every problem for every person. You're going to have one really strong promise within that offer that you solve, like a problem or an outcome that people achieve within your signature program or signature offer. And it can be an online course, could be a group coaching program that's delivered live, can be a mastermind, doesn't really matter. Other than that, it's going to be the thing that is the hallmark of what you are known for and your product suite. And it's going to be the hero of your business. It's going to generate, depending on if you have back-end offers, it can generate like 80 to 90% of the revenue that you will bring into your business. Usually, I feel like it will bring in like 60 to 70% of the revenue that you will have in your business. And it's going to be the one offer that you focus on. So here are the benefits of doing this. The number one benefit is that you become the authority on a particular topic. People cannot refer you if you are a jack of all trades. So let's say that you are a naturopath in your business and you become the expert at helping women with a particular type of PCOS. It's like your bread and butter, your jam, right? It becomes easier for you because you instantly become the expert, because the more people you work with this particular condition, the more you understand about it, the more you can help, the more you can experiment with particular protocols and know exactly step by step what they need to do. But then when someone's like, I've just been diagnosed with PCOS, I didn't know why I kept putting on weight and was growing all of this facial hair, and they'll go, you should follow whatever your name is, Sandy. You should follow Sandy. she's got some great content on Instagram about that. And then this person is going to then follow you along on the journey. Maybe you are a web developer and your specialty is show it websites for female entrepreneurs. If you have a friend who's like, I think I want to redesign my website and do it myself, you might be like, well, you need to go and follow Betty because she has the most gorgeous designs for female entrepreneurs. So maybe you have a signature program that is all about how to DIY a high converting design in Show It for female entrepreneurs. Because you are the expert at this, you then get to charge like typically a higher price than just like something that would be jack of all trades. But you also, again, you get to specialize and really hone in your expertise for that particular niche. Your signature offer could also be like a done for you design where you customize a particular template. Again, we do want it to be time leveraged based on your expertise. So that's what you're going to have. It's going to be the hero of your product suite. Once that is up and running, you are generating enough leads, you're generating enough revenue, the conversion rate is on point. Then you might look at, when you have a reliable number of people joining that program, you'll go up to the next level and have like a back end premium product, potentially on the back end. It might be a premium upsell, or it might be a continuity offer. So some kind of ongoing, could be a membership. Sometimes I find memberships are just a lot of admin/delivery, but it could also be another course, could be a group coaching thing, could be a premium one-to-one offer. Choose your own adventure there, but it's going to be a premium offer. So it's generally something that you're not going to promote it really on the front end. It's going to be largely promoted on the back end to people who have joined the signature offer and wish to continue working with you in a different capacity. You might then also have, like at checkout or within the program, within closed doors, a secret menu of upsells, cross-sells, downsells that people can take up. Only when you are advanced and you have checked all of those boxes would you then look at potentially including what I call feeder funnels into your offer, which is smaller offers that lead into the signature offer. You wouldn't necessarily promote them a lot on the front end, like let's say organic Instagram, for example, because what you want is for all roads to lead to this signature program. It's like this big hero, bread-winning bedrock of your product suite. That's where you anchor your expertise. So the number one benefit of doing this is, like I said, you become known for something. People are like, oh, you should go and see this person because this is what they do. So you instantly start to get more referrals for things, more summit invitations, more podcast guest expert interviews because you are known as the person for XYZ. So you become sought after. The next benefit to this approach is, especially when you're in that stage of you've just got this signature offer, right? You're just trying to get the revenue in, make sure you've got the conversion rates, etc. on point for your signature offer. So you actually only have one product to optimize. So every time you launch or release a new product in your business, I'm in the trenches of this right now with my feeder funnels, that's a whole basically new business, new messaging, new sales page, new email sequences, new delivery, new product that needs to be updated. They've all got so many moving parts. If your conversions, your sales process, etc. is not on point, if the messaging on your sales page is not on point for your signature offer, you're going to need to iterate that and iterate that and iterate that. If you have a product suite that has 9 different offers and you're just like throwing spaghetti at the wall, you're launching a new offer every month and the offers aren't sticking, like they're not going off like hotcakes, then you just like, oh, that didn't launch the next offer. Well, you don't know why that offer didn't convert in the first place. So you may be dooming yourself to continual failed launches whilst being stuck in delivery and not having the time to really iterate and optimize. The benefit of having a business that is centered around one hero product that is earning the bulk of your revenue to start. At the start, it's probably going to be all of your revenue and you're just going to launch again and again and again while you iterate again and again and again. The benefit of this is that you have only one product to optimize. you can then look very clearly at the data, have a look at, okay, well, what's not working with this? Where is this letting the team down? And then you go again and you improve it. In old school marketing speak, there's a phrase called beat the control. Let's say you put it out there and the first iteration is like a 1% conversion rate. You go, okay, cool. Well, 1% is the control. Now I want to beat the control. Next, I try again. Next time I aim for 1.5% conversion rate. Next time I aim for 1.7% conversion rate. Next time I aim for 2% conversion rate. And you inch up and up and up and up by making tiny tweaks and iterations. And then you get to a certain point, you're like, fuck yeah, I'm at 5% conversion rate. Not because you kept launching new things, but because you had just this one product that you could pour all of your focus and attention into. The next thing that happens when you only have one hero product suite in your business to start is that you have time to build your audience and your leads. Make no mistake, one of the number one reasons that people join the Peace and Profit Mastermind is because they are stuck in launches that for their group coaching programs or whatever that are generating like 8 to 10 people on repeat every time, then they start to potentially decline. And one of the number one reasons is literally just the math on new leads that need to come into your funnel between launches. And they're like, okay, I have discovered we have a leads problem and we need to fix it. They come into the mastermind to discover, for example, how to use meta ads to be able to reach their launch targets by reaching their lead launch targets. You have the time in between launches when you have one hero signature offer to be able to build those leads and the audience in between, because you have the time with this time leveraged single offer to be able to do that. If you have launch every month, new offer every month, whatever that might look like, or you're running, like let's say you're running kind of like 3 different signature offers at the same time, you are going to bounce from launch to launch to launch. You are not going to have enough time in between launches to properly list build, and you're going to feel like you are constantly pushing shit uphill. So the benefit of having just this one product that you'll live launch again and again and again until it's smooth as butter is you have the time in between that to look at building your audience and leads rather than sitting in creation and delivery. The next thing that happens is that your messaging in your social media becomes 10 times easier. When you have one core transformation for one person at one point in their journey, you get to speak so deeply to the pain points, the desires, the objections, the goals, all of these things of this one person. And you instantly become like their dream because it's like you're speaking to them in everything that you do, because you know you've only got one transformation. You're not like, I'm speaking to Betty today, then Jenny tomorrow, then Sandra the next day. You're just speaking to this one person. They're like, this is when you start to be like, oh my God, are they in my head? And then the more conversations that you have with the clients who are all this one type of Cloud9 client, the conversations that you have on discovery calls, you just get better and better and better at being like, oh my God, they're like, there's a type. One of the ways that I was so good at marketing and growing my audience when I was an infertility life coach was just because so often I would just look at the intake surveys that we gave people when they joined my program and be like, what was going on for them? I mean, part of the art of this is knowing what questions to ask to be able to extract the best information. But this was one of the reasons why we grew so much, was because I had this one type of person that I was serving, and I got to know exactly what their lives look like, their experiences, their behaviors, these moments in time that I could speak so deeply and directly to that one person that people would be like, oh my God, are you in my head? What also happens though is when we take people from problem unawareness to solution ready in our messaging, it becomes a rinse and repeat cycle. We're not recreating the wheel or creating new posts every day. We're breaking our entire business into like 90 days of content creation that we just then rinse and repeat. So once you've got like the 90 days, you're kind of 80% of your content for the next quarter is done, because you know exactly how to take people through A to Z of content and belief shifting and messaging across 90 days, across all of the stages of your launches. And then you just get to rinse and repeat. Versus if you've got a whole bunch of different products, then there's all of these different launch cycles, like who am I speaking to today? Oh, it just becomes confusing. My mum brain and perimenopause brain does not have the mental load to juggle multiple products and things at the same time. The next thing that happens, so because your messaging and your social media is so freaking on point and so valuable because you're just speaking to this one person so that all of your posts become so much more potent, you grow faster. Aside from the fact that you have more time to spend on building your audience and building your leads and lead generation and actually reviewing the statistics, seeing what works and what doesn't work, reviewing sales pages, reviewing lead magnet pages and making sure it's all converting really well, you grow faster because you are so dialed in on exactly what you are saying in your lead magnets and front-facing content. The last thing that happens when you focus your business on one hero signature offer, business becomes play by numbers. It becomes so simple and repeatable and predictable because you just have this one set of kind of figures that you're dealing with again and again and again. You see what the baseline is, and then what you do is beat the control every time you launch, rather than, checking these figures, checking that figures, what needs to happen, and it's all convoluted and really complicated. This person needs to go from here to here. When you have one hero signature offer and you're live launching that, or evergreen, right? Evergreen would be a weekly process that you would sort of track key metrics, versus if you are live launching once a quarter, you track these key metrics, then you get to see like, okay, well, here's, this set of figures. Here's this one, we call it a data-driven debrief in the mastermind, and people can submit their debrief to me and I'll be like, cool, here's what we need to change for next launch. Here's what figures were really great. Here's what we need to change. Here's what we're going to do. We put together a game plan together. We have this one spreadsheet. We can very clearly see what worked, what didn't work. What are all the clues? What is our Facebook ads telling us about whether it was our creative or whether it's our copy or whether it's our landing page? Where are the clues? And then what can we, set to improve in order to next time reach our goals, rather than just spinning from like one promotion to the next, to the next, to the next, and actually never properly looking through the data to see what needed to be fixed so we can iterate it and fix again. If you would like to explore what it would look like for me to support you in creating, growing, refining, launching, reviving your signature program so that we can create a multi-six-figure bread-winning bedrock into your business that supports you with predictable and repeatable revenue in part-time hours, you got to join the mastermind. We are opening the waitlist tomorrow, and there are just a handful of places. I would love to see your name on that waitlist. If you would like to learn more, hop to the show notes below or just DM me on Instagram, and I would be so happy to send you all the details and add your name to the waitlist. Tomorrow is the day. I will speak to you soon. Okay, bye for now.
Another episode on the books. If you'd like to continue the conversation and get more super savable tips, come and find me on Instagram at Robin Birkin. Otherwise, make sure you're subscribed, and I can't wait to see you next week.